Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Transportation. In recent weeks, we've heard disturbing instances of street racing and stunt driving. I understand that many fines were issued in Wasaga over the weekend and in Hamilton earlier this month. Mr. Speaker, dangerous driving is always a cause for concern. Motorists should know that under the Highway Traffic Act, stiff penalties are in place for those who choose to engage in dangerous driving behaviours. Speaker, could the minister please tell us what these penalties look like?
Great question.
Minister of Transportation.
Thank you, Speaker, and I'd like to thank the member from Burlington for the question. Mr. Speaker, I was extremely disappointed to hear of recent stunt driving events, especially those that have garnered crowds despite the advice from public health officials. This is reckless and irresponsible. I want to remind Ontarians that under the Highway Traffic Act, we have some of the toughest penalties in North America when it comes to speeding and aggressive driving. Drivers who are caught traveling 50 kilometers an hour or more above the posted speed limit or engage in other high-risk behaviours are liable to receive an immediate 7-day suspension and 7-day vehicle impoundment at roadside. Drivers also face a series of other severe post-conviction penalties, including a fine up to $10,000, a license suspension of up to 2 years for the first conviction, 6 demerit points, and a jail term of up to 6 months.
Response.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Transportation reviews its policies on a regular basis, and if changes are necessary, we will make them.
And the supplementary question.
Thank you, Speaker, and through you to thank the Minister of Transportation. I want to reiterate that events like that we saw in Wasaga over the weekend are deeply concerning. Not only are stunt driving events a danger to all those on the road and in the community, they are a danger to our community in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Public health experts have indicated that these types of irresponsible gatherings are a danger to public safety through increased risks of COVID-19 transmission. That's why it's important to ensure that those who blatantly disregard the rules and put the health and safety of Ontarians at risk are held accountable. Can the Solicitor General explain what actions our government is taking to crack down on these types of irresponsible and dangerous events?
Great question.
Parliamentary Assistant.
Thank you, Speaker. And through you, I want to thank the member of Burlington for that question. And before I begin, I want to thank our dedicated members of the Ontario Provincial Police for putting a stop to the dangerous events that took place in Wasaga Beach. They are working on the front lines of community safety, addressing the changing nature of criminal behaviour that has become of COVID-19 as a result of COVID-19, while putting themselves at increased risk of exposure. Speaker, protecting the health and safety of Ontarians with regard to the threat of COVID-19 is our government's #1 priority. And that's why we took decisive action in response to these larger private gatherings that are taking place that break the gathering limits, which have been put in place to protect us and stop the spread of this deadly virus. We have provided law enforcement with the additional tools needed to shut down these premises that are hosting these types of events, and we're establishing new minimum fines, of $10,000, the highest in Canada for those individuals who organize those events.